Hello everyone and welcome to a new tutorial. So today we're going to be doing this typographic poster. It's highly inspired by London street art. I was walking the other day in Shoreditch, which is a neighborhood close by, and I saw these like really beautiful walls full of like letter graffitis and like this way of treatment of the type and typeface, and I was just like really inspired. I was like, I want to go home and make like a really nice poster inspired by the street art and the street art style. So yeah, I came up with this one and I wanted to show you how to make it as well. So let's go. So first thing, let's just create a new document. And I'm going to use the normal ones, 1700, 2400, and let's go. So first thing, I'm going to just tidy up my workspace a little bit. And first thing we need to do is actually get some nice fonts. So that font actually is a font already made. It's really cool, but I use a font named Pillow Lava, and it's a free font. I will leave the website to download the font on the video description as well. So let's just go and just find the font. Pillow Lava, regular. Great. Select our font here, go to Object and then Expand. And let's expand Object and Fill. Perfect. Let's just apply some nice colors already. So this color set is actually from Illustrator. If you go to Window and then go to Swatches, Libraries, and then go to Art History and Middle Ages, Impressionism. I normally use this color library really like a lot. And yeah, I really like it. And this one is actually Middle Ages. So cool. With that said, let's go to ungroup our font and let's select the first letter N and go to Effects, 3D and Materials, 3D Classic, and Extrude and Bevel Classic. Great. So the first thing we want to do is actually create like this 3D effect on our font and then create a really nice composition. So I'm going to use like a custom rotation here, and I'm going to just leave it 50 because I feel it's all right there. Let's just have a double check. Yeah. Let's just start apply this effect to all of our letters really quick. Try to actually vary the position and the rotation, so we actually create some like dynamic things happening to the font. Same thing here, just going to make it like this. You see, like we are starting to have this really nice dynamic 3D effect on the letters. Same thing for this one, extrude and bevel, different rotation. So the first part of the tutorial is done. Let's just scale this a little bit so you can actually read it. And see, it's quite big, so now we actually need to make probably that size as well. Let's just scale these ones a little bit. Okay. Actually, no, before I start scaling them, I actually need to expand them. So let's just select our fonts and then go to Object and then Expand Appearance. And now we can scale them. Otherwise, we will lose the depth of the 3D, because every time you scale, the depth becomes smaller because the depth is applied to the scale of the font, it doesn't stay together, if you know what I mean. Okay. Cool, let's just scale this one individually now. Let's try to make a nice composition with these letters. They don't need to be in the same scale. We can actually play with scales here as well. Like as long as you have like a nice dynamic composition happening. Perfect. I think composition wise, I'm really happy with it already. So the next thing, even just like if I leave the poster like this, I know I say this in every tutorial, but I think the first step is already really good. So let's just zoom in. Let's select them again and just press D. So it goes black and white. Be sure to expand your fonts first, otherwise it's not going to happen. And let's just select them. And what we need to do now is actually connect these paths here, so it becomes just one single shape. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to just speed up the process so you don't need to wait for me. You select these two, and then these three actually, and then we go to Window, Pathfinder here somewhere. Yeah, oh, it was already on my screen. Window Pathfinder, and then we use the shape mode Unite. So we create like a single shape with all of these ones. I'm going to do this one as well and make sure it connects all of them. And perfect. So now I want to do in the remaining letters, I want to speed up the video like for 5 seconds, so you don't need to wait like 10 minutes for me. See you soon. Perfect. I just finished doing my collapsing everything together. So now what we're going to do is actually apply some color. So I'm going to just drag this here just for a little bit of color reference. I want to be sure I can actually use the exact same colors. I probably don't even need this one right here. So let's just gonna apply some really nice colors here. I'm gonna select these two. I'm gonna just use the eyedrop tool, sorry. And I'm going to do the same thing here. So the way this color is like from that library, actually gonna just show you swatches libraries, Middle Ages. So I got these colors from here. And on this case, actually, I'm applying a stroke inside of the letter O. And the stroke is like just a normal black stroke. There is nothing like very special about it. But let's just click and actually see if it's all right. Yeah. And we're going to do the same thing for the other letters really quick. And perfect. So now we have like a colors applied to our letters, and it's pretty much it actually. We're just gonna create like a nice background as well. Let's just create a new layer here and just drag it down. Use the rectangle tool to create the background. Just like this, maybe like a nicer color. I'm gonna try to use the same color. Yeah, I think it's the same one. Let's just eyedrop it tool. And maybe I'm gonna actually try to align this thing a little bit more. Let's just lock this layer really quick. Maybe try to align a little bit more the composition, try to sort it out a little bit more tidy. Something like this. Maybe I'm going to scale this R a little bit, so it actually takes a little bit of more space. Actually, this stroke here, I'm going to make it any side stroke here. Just tidying up some design bits. And let's just make it a little bit more cared. And the next thing we want to do is actually start to adding those like light bits on the letters. So there is two ways you can do this. You can actually just zoom in on a letter and then use the pen tool and just do like a nice curve like this, and then just try to refine it with the pen tool. I think this is the easier way if you don't have like a tablet or like a Wacom tablet or a digital tablet to draw, because if you don't have it, like it's probably going to be hard to use the other way. And then you can just really, as soon as you make the line, you can just go here to the stroke profile and then just make it like rounded, and then make it a nice like lighter color, something like this. So this is the way with the pen tool. You just draw it with your pen tool like this, and then apply a nice stroke. I recommend you do it like first like normal, and then you select all the strokes together, and then you just apply the same stroke style and color to all of them. Something like this, and then we just go here, rounded, and we make it like 3 points and change the color. So this is one way I like to do when I'm like using like my trackpad or maybe even my mouse. But when I'm using the Wacom, actually I like to go a little bit more organic. So I use the brush tool here. The name is Blub Brush Tool. So it gives you like this little brush, and actually gives you the freedom of just be less perfection, less perfect, if you know what I mean. Like gets more organic the line. So there is no like, when you use the pen tool, it's actually very controlled by the Beziers and everything. This way it goes like very like as if you were drawing on paper. Depending on the style you're looking for, I really could recommend this one or the pen tool to the same effect. So let's just apply some really nice highlights like this here. Some highlights on the letter O as well. And I'm going to do these first letters, then I'm going to speed up the video again so I don't take your life. I know, because sometimes like I watch some tutorials and sometimes there is very specific steps that could just be like speeded up because it's very repetitive. And I think if you show it like I'm doing now, you show it like a little bit and then you just speed it up, because you know people have everyone has limited time, and when someone doesn't respect your time, it's quite annoying. So this will be the part when I'm going to actually respect your time now. I'm going to start speeding up this video. See you soon. Cool, so I just finished adding the highlights on the letters. I think it looks really cool. It gives like this glossy effect in the letters, and it gets like a little bit more interesting, I feel. So this is pretty much like 90% almost done. The next thing we want to do is just add like this like contour, very organic contour under the letters, and then these highlights, like little star highlights as well. So let's just go. For that, let's just create a new layer. And let's just use the same brush tool, or again, you can use the pen tool just to make like the nice, like you just want to surround these letters with like a nice shape. It doesn't need to be perfect. Actually, if it is not perfect, that's the best part because it gets a little bit more organic and more like personal, I think. So this is the way I will do with the pen tool, just make it a really rough vectors like this, just try to contour a little bit the letters. It doesn't need to be perfect. As you can see, I'm not really spending much time making these beziers here, so I'm just like smashing them really quick, doing this. So I'm not even like speeding up this time because it's like it's gonna be so quick that it's all right, I think. I hope I can entertain you for this long. And yeah, this is like a way you can do it. Just remove the stroke. You can do it with the pen tool. Although actually I like to do with the brush tool as well, because I feel like I have more fun doing it. But of course I'm using like a digital tablet. If you're doing it with the mouse, it's probably not as much fun. So I'm gonna just do it with the brush tool really quick. I'm gonna speed up the video as well, so you don't need to wait for me. So the great thing about using the brush tool is actually it gets so organic because as you can see here, all the lines are very, and you can see by the number of points you have on the screen, because it's like so unperfect. That's like, I don't know, it feels a little bit more handmade in my opinion, not so vectory. So, and if you actually want to make it this a little bit smoother, you can just select your shape and then right click and then use the simplify tool, which reduces the points and smooths the shape. As you can see there, like we have at the moment, we have like 500 points. We can just make it less than half actually, like 1/4 of the number almost. It gets like, it still have that organic vibe, but a little bit more smoother. I think we're gonna leave it as it was, more organic, with more points. So with that, I'm just gonna add a few more like dots here, so it feels like it's just like paint spilled or something like that. Just to add a little bit more detail. That we don't need it, but I like to do it. And to finish the poster, we're just going to get another ellipse tool here, and then make a nice ellipse here. I'm gonna make it a white inside. Let's just end with a black stroke, like this. I'm gonna make the stroke number 6, and then we are going to. Actually, let's just create a new layer over the top here, and then we go to effects and go to distort and transform and pucker and bloat, and just apply minus 100% and just press OK, and perfect. Here we have our star glowing shine graphic. Then we just apply a few of them, like here, just make some copies holding Alt. You just drag it and then it creates like nice copies. Maybe I'll make them, some of them like smaller than others, create some nice variation on them as well. Something like this, and another one here. Like a tiny one in between the letters. So yeah, something, maybe like here even. Yeah, it's gonna be like, I could be here actually for a long time just trying to decide where they go. So yeah, this is where we start. This was a reference. And this is our tutorial for today. So it's just like, it's like a little bit annoying because sometimes I spend like, like 3 hours, 4 hours designing a poster, and then I can actually make a tutorial for the poster with the same techniques in like less than 20 minutes and show you how I made it. But the process before, like the pre-production before, takes like hours. And anyway, I enjoy I'm taking that time, so we don't need to take that time to discover how to make this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial today. Please, as I said in the beginning, I will say now again, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with your mother. I don't know, just, share it if you liked it, like it. Let me know in the comments what you think about these tutorials. And I hope to see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.